Are, for the most part, gone. But with that being said, God, I forgot what law it was. It's like anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, as soon as we get the perfect take, it's fucked. It's done. It's
Yeah,
not gonna.
it's fucked. It's done.
It's
We're never gonna
it's
get it.
we're right out the door.
Yeah. All I know is that like for the most part, intros are hard, right?
Right,
Like no one's gonna really care about who our names are until we're actually famous. This is episode 0, of course.
right. That's the thing. No one even gonna know who we are. All they're gonna know is um that we like comic books. That's probably the only thing they're really gonna remember out of all of this.
Out of yeah, if we could just get like 3 points across for this podcast, I would say the first one being, hey, who we are. You know, I'm Matt. You're
I'm Trace, and we read comic books.
yeah, that's about it. And we like essentially all we want to do is just like sit here, shoot the shit, talk about it, and just figure out ways into getting people into the hobby easier.
Right? And it's just so hard for us to do our casual conversations back and forth because really we just want you guys to know that we like comic books.
We like comic books. Like we'll fanboy or fangirl uh about certain series, and like of course we're gonna like shit talk and trash the ones we don't like. Like
Of
that's just
course.
normal. It is, dude. Like like combined experience, we have like what 14, 15, 16 years,
15, yeah, not old enough to drink.
let alone drive. I mean, in the
Oh,
U.S. at
drive.
least.
So
That's what
yeah,
well, that's where most of the audience for like comic books are, at least for like the handprint and stuff. It's gonna be the U.S.
right. We'll be focusing a lot on that. And our first series, I'm really excited to talk about is Bedlam.
Oh, I know. Like you've been pandering to it. Like you've converted me over into reading
I
it.
I've made Matt a believer when before he had never read the series, and a lot of you probably have never read it or heard about it either.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that it's been on like what, like 10-year hiatus. No, 2014. So about 6 years.
6 years, about 6 years already. Time
So
flies.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's to me, it's more mind blowing that like Sweet Tooth is getting like a second run with a
Oh,
TV
I
show.
know. That's crazy. And anyone out there who wants to get into Sweet Tooth, just know you're going to be setting yourself back a couple $100 right now on eBay in the aftermarket.
Implodes on itself as with pretty much any like comic book to TV series. It's just gonna see a huge influx. Like people wanting to get in at least at the base level and see, like, all right, where's the story going? I want to know exactly what happens and what they quote.
And right, and that's something I want to keep talking about more as we go episode 1, 2, 3, 4, so on is I like talking about that investing aspect, even though I don't plan on selling my comic books ever or
Oh,
even
absolutely. Yeah,
thinking
I'm
about
in the
that.
same boat. Like the idea of say like selling my comic books at any point, even the ones I don't like or will ever read, is just painful. But
Yeah,
like
I'm kind of
but
like
looking
that
at the
hoarder.
yeah, comic book hoarders, I think anyone who owns a comic book collection can agree you're probably on like the borderline like hoarding spectrum, if that's even a thing.
Right,
I'm not a
just
psychiatrist, so I can't make that call.
trying to find space. It gets harder as the long boxes or short boxes stack up.
I know, and I'm looking at even just moving out into a full house and just having a room dedicated to comics alone.
Would you set it all up real nice with a bunch of those metal rack shelves, or would you, or just pin up a couple and then have the rest on the side, like a long box or two?
It's hard to say. It's been kind of a nightmare just even moving stock over, as anyone knows. I've recently invested in those like plastic short boxes, which are
Oh,
they're
those
a
are nice.
godsend for anyone who does comic book collecting. If you have the option to start off with plastic like short boxes, or even if you want to be big money and spend on those long ones, do it. It is completely worth it because It keeps everything organized. The ones I bought came with like a little divider in, so you can separate the stuff you have and haven't read. It's even got a little like spot on the front to put like a note card of like what's in the box.
And I feel like they'll last a lot longer than the cardboard. It'll set you back a little bit more in price, but talking long term, I think it's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is with it is so like one of the biggest turnoffs like from comic book collecting is going to be just the cost of storing your comics and keeping them pristine. We both been fortunate enough that pretty much any of the suppliers that we go to for our comic books will automatically bag and board it and either just eat the cost or just add it like 10 cents to the
Right,
cover price.
10 cents a dime a comic. No
Ex-
biggie.
exactly. And then in the case when either Trace or myself buy those comic book lots and they don't come with bag and board, then that's when it gets a little bit pricey, especially during this whole pandemic where pretty much any of the stay-at-home hobbies are seeing a huge like uptick. Uh, Example being just comics, but that's kind of like a little bit of a double-edged sword, especially with people out of work. They're starting to sell off parts of their collections, which sad for them, but hey,
Good for us.
good deal. I know I picked up a couple of good deals, especially on those Bedlam lots, and then again with the miniature Jesus series. If you guys are ever interested in getting a review of that,
Ooh, that might be an episode one day. Hint, hint.
God, I swear to God, I hope we just turn into like pandering to Image at one point.
And that might happen, but we'll hope to throw in some Marvel, DC, Boom Studios, Dynamite, IDW, Dark Horse, so on, for anyone else get into their niche.
Yeah, and I mean we're always open to taking recommendations. Once we get that Gmail set up or an actual email formal link that people can
Once we
send
get a
things
couple
in.
of people actually watching.
Yeah, like so that we're not just talking to like the empty void of what is known as YouTube or wherever we end up posting this.
Good point. I haven't figured that out yet. We will.
Yeah, but it'll
Well,
happen.
I'm
It'll
not good at
happen.
goodbyes, but
No,
until next
we could
time.
always just come up with like random goodbyes or something like goodbye all.
Till next time.
Oh, there will be. There'll be a next time.